Yeah, this is knee territory. I'm not sure.
I mean, you can take a knee on third down and take another one. Well, if you wait, actually, what?
No,
Yeah,
it's under 40 seconds. Just take a knee. Like, you should not be handing this football off.
Right.
I don't know what Miami is doing.
That's it. And here's Chaney. The straight ahead, tackled, and the ball popped out.
You got to read the clock. I mean, read the card. I mean, to me,
Georgia Tech has it with 26 seconds left. Kyle Kennard comes up with the fumble.
You should not be running the football. I mean, you should be taking a knee. As soon as you got that first down, they used that last time out. As long as you milk it all the way down, you don't need to be doing this, and you certainly don't need to be fighting for extra yards.
Is it out as he hits the ground, or is he on the ground?
He might
Elbow
be
down. He might be down. And Miami may. Well, they're going to look at this.
Ruling on the field is a fumble. That play is under further review.
All right, so with 26 seconds left, but Tim, the point is, this didn't even have to happen for Miami.
They would have been snapping the third down play inside 40 seconds.
Right.
Which means you take a knee, and then at that point, you don't have to take another snap.
Kyle Eifert is the guy who, by the way, is trying to rip the football out.
I mean, there are a number of layers here to this. Is even if you were running plays, understanding the situation in terms of protecting the football as a back. And I think, listen, it was called on the field as a fumble. It looks to me as if he is down.
Right.
But is there enough there to overturn it, to know when that ball is actually starting to move? I'm not sure.
But let's go back to the fact that they ran the ball.
The fact of the matter is, there's a very simple sheet card, whatever you want to call it, to say this many timeouts, this much time on the clock, you are in victory formation.
The elbow looks like it hits at the 25. And then the ball is scrambled out. Now the question is, was he laying on Eifert when the ball is jarred loose, or did the elbow hit before the ball came out? And this angle right here, hard to tell, as it looks like Moala ripped it out of there.
Listen, I think there are a lot of things. Let me preface this by saying, I think Mario Cristobal has done a very good job with this program and this staff. He had a lot of changeover in the staff. This is an unexcusable mistake. This is a very simple one. This isn't, hey, you know, you're down 2. Analytics now are saying go for 2 and that type of stuff. This is very simple. Other team has no timeouts. There is no reason putting the ball in harm's way. And looking at that angle with the zoom there, with the call being that it was a fumble on the field, I think there's a likelihood that this play can stand.
Well, Jeff Heeser's still looking. And the world famous indisputable video evidence to overturn the call. Now you see the elbow down, but it's the other angle where you got to measure where the ball is in terms of its security with Chaney on the carry.
We've seen it a bunch of times. I mean, there is not clear and obvious information there to change this.
Here's Jeff Heeser.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Georgia Tech.
So with 26 seconds left, Miami commits its 4th turnover of the night on the fumble by Chaney. And the recovery by Kyle Kennard.
Here's the deal now, if you're Georgia Tech. Ball can go anywhere. Of course, you want to work the sidelines, but with the clock stopping on first down, if you get the first down, you need to, anything in the middle of the field, race to the football and stop the clock by spiking it.
Snap to King. Miami brings 4. King's in trouble. Throw it behind the intended receiver. Cooley incomplete. Only 4 seconds off the clock. It was Harvey who came through on the initial pressure of Haynes King.
Here's the other element of this type of drive for Georgia Tech. If you're receivers, you have to be ready to run receivers in the game, especially if it's deep route after deep route by those receivers with no timeouts, being prepared to spell guys that are way down the field.
3 to the field for King. Up in the pocket, gonna loop it down the field, and it is caught. And that's Rutherford, who hangs on to it in Miami territory.
And you got to get up and clock it. The cleats have got to be in the ground as soon as the whistle, as soon as they wind it, you got to clock it.
Here's King, he will clock it. 4 seconds come off the clock, 10 seconds left.
All right, now here's the deal. Because there's 10 seconds left, okay, you need to be in a situation where you have to work the sidelines now. A Mayday field goal cannot happen with 10 seconds on the clock. Everything has to be working the sidelines because I don't believe you've got enough time to get to the line of scrimmage and clock the football.
Singleton, the fastest of the receivers, to the top of the screen. Here's King from the pocket. Flush to his right with 6. 5. Gonna loop it downfield. And ball is caught! Touchdown, Georgia Tech! With 1 second to go in the ball game, Christian Leary hauls it in.
I mean, I'm going to say it. It needs to be said. That's one of the biggest coaching mistakes at this level that I have ever seen in my lifetime. You should not be running the football. You run the football, it fumbles, and then you give up a score. That is devastating for a 4-0 Miami team to get their first loss of the season on a sequence like that.
Haynes King throws to Christian Leary from 44 yards. And Georgia Tech is going to steal one in the thick of the night in South Florida.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown. That play is under further review.
So while they look here, and is this about Leary breaking the plane on the dive, perhaps? What a throw and what a catch.
Listen, when Haynes King started to scramble, I wasn't sure that it was a good idea as he was going to run out of time. And Leary does take himself down at the goal line. And the officials are right to obviously take a look at it, but that's a touchdown. I said it all night. Haynes King, listen, attack up the field in the pocket. It opens things up when you become a threat, even in that situation. But I gotta be honest, as bad as the defensive blunder is to let somebody behind you, I think it's impossible to overstate
the ruling on the field stands.
The disaster in terms of game management to end the football. It was actually an impressive 4-minute drive. You were going to end the football game with the ball in your possession. Every coach desires to do that. Your offense did it. And that's why victory formation was invented, for plays like that.
And Haynes King has now thrown the game winner. When it looked like Miami was going to salt away the win, now all of a sudden, Mario Cristobal's team has watched it slip literally right from their fingers. Here tonight in the final 26 seconds.
And look, Georgia Tech, this is good game management. I don't believe they're even going to attempt the try, because obviously you could have it blocked and run back. So just go ahead and fail the try. Take a knee. Hear that, Wes?
Yep.
Take a knee so you do not risk on a scoring play the idea that Miami could block a kick and run it back.
Right. And Don Chaney trying to be consoled by his teammates.
Listen, Don Chaney should never be in that situation.
Georgia Tech and Haynes King have won this game. Wow, Tim. 1 second left.
And so I think on this, just think about the kickoff now, right? So now you're thinking, you're obviously a kick deep. You got to be careful on the return.
Let's go back to the play that started this entire sequence. Don Chaney Jr. hit by Moala and Eford. The ball is ripped out by Paul Moala, the linebacker. Recovered by Kyle Kennard.
Hey, listen, and credit Georgia Tech for playing hard to the end, defensively raking at the football, and then obviously in the 2-minute drive, Haynes King to come up with this play. I think in this scenario, I think you squib this. I think you squib this so the ball gets fielded and the game ends on a kickoff return. Some type of sky kick could be fair caught. And then all of a sudden you get an offensive play. I think this needs to be squib kicked. And at that point, then you cover, you prevent a traditional return, and you squib kick it to the highest number on the field. Find an 80s number, not a 20s number. And listen, I was just going to say this, part of this, and Chaney's going to be hard on himself as he wants to do his job. But that's astonishing.
Stewart just going to bounce it along the ground. It will roll free. Miami lets it go out of bounds. And there we'll get one snap from scrimmage. 2 seconds left.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. 5 yards will be added to the end of the kick being out of bounds. First down, Miami.
Is there one more stroke of bizarre left here? Christian Leary, who transferred from Alabama, had his first touchdown catch last week against Bowling Green. May have just joined the Georgia Tech Legends list.
I will say this now, okay? Because of what just happened, a Hail Mary is reachable now. We're not down to the 20-yard line. Van Dyke has plenty of arm to get this to the end zone. Now you have to protect long enough. And down at the bottom of the screen is 6'5" Jacoby Young.
Here's Van Dyke looking, flips it to the middle of the field. This is Restrepo. He'll dance. The clock is expired. And Xavier Restrepo's got to look for help. Now he's going to throw it back across the field. And here is Colby Young coming to the near side. Now Young going to give it back to Van Dyke. He's going to sling it back to Restrepo. Miami trying to string this play out, schoolyard style. Now to Young, middle of the field. Colby Young looking for some help. He's going to throw it back, and this is Jacoby George. Now he'll dance with it. George trying to make a move with it. Ball got knocked loose, and the game is over. The playground style at the end did not help Miami. Brent Key has gotten another ranked road win as the head coach at Georgia Tech. He did it last year at Pittsburgh. He did it in Chapel Hill. And tonight, he does it to his buddy Mario Cristobal.
Listen, he does it. That's a great, gritty win.